After a brilliant performance in a speed test, you guys as well as all of us here at C4eTech, we were curious to see how the Redmi Note 8 Pro, how it performs with regards to gaming. After all, in the past, Mediatek chipsets have been notorious for heating up and throttling quite hard, especially when playing demanding titles. So let's see what happens when we put the Redmi Note 8 Pro through our full gaming review. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see here, please consider turning on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's go ahead, get started. Traditionally, Mediatek chips, they've had a bit of a bad rap when it comes to gaming. The Mali GPUs in them have always been underpowered when compared to their Adreno counterparts. But the Mediatek Helio G90T is an entirely new beast. This is Mediatek's first effort at making a gaming-focused chipset, and we have a Mali G76 3EEMC4 GPU here. The benchmark scores are impressive, but does all of that CPU and GPU horsepower, does it translate to real-world performance? Well, our first game for today, it's a casual little game called Alto's Adventure. It's easy to play and doesn't put a lot of load on the device. The visuals are minimal yet pretty. And I like the soundtrack on this one. As expected, the gameplay was very smooth. One thing that impressed me was how sensitive the screen was to touches. This was a lot of fun. So let's now check the temperatures. After almost 15 minutes of gaming, the max temperature here that we could record was 33 degrees on the top half of the screen. Not bad, pretty good actually. At number 2, we have Mario Kart. We at C4eTech, we love playing Mario Kart on the Switch, and now that Nintendo has ported it over to Android, I'm sure we would have a lot of fun if not for the in-app purchases. But any which ways, the touch controls, they feel intuitive. Now, unlike most games, this one, it is played in portrait mode and not landscape, which means we had to hold the phone in one hand and play with the other, but it was manageable despite the phone being 200 grams heavy. Anyway, checking the temperatures, this time it's jumped up quite a bit, the highest being 38.8 degrees around the camera bump. Now, rounding up our list of light games, we have Guns of Boom. We have shown this one off before on our gaming list. It's a competitive shooter where you get to play against real people online. Our aim was a bit rusty, which is why we couldn't get many kills, but the Note 8 Pro handled the entire thing like a champ. Looking around, aiming at people, everything felt buttery smooth. And as for temperatures, at the end of this light gaming round, the temperatures have actually dropped. The maximum we managed to record was around 36 degrees Celsius. Now comes the real test. Fourth game on the list, this is Elder Scrolls Blades, a newly released title with heavy graphics that even flagships sometimes have trouble dealing with. And as you can see right away, the Note 8 Pro is dropping frames while panning the camera around. The game though remains playable. I also feel that some of the jitters throughout the game, they might be because the game is still in early access and not yet optimized for the Mediatek chipset. As for temperatures, they've kind of risen again. We now have 40 degrees C on some areas of the screen as well as the back. We now have come to the one game that I'm sure everyone's been waiting for, PUBG. We played it on high graphics settings with the frame rate set to high, and even then there were no noticeable lags. We tried everything from moving around the buildings to picking up weapons and of course driving around in a vehicle, but there were no frame drops. We also tried aiming down sights and moving the crosshair around, and there were no jumpy movements. It was all smooth. Overall, excellent performance from the Note 8 Pro. I was very impressed. The temperatures though aren't that high. The screen, it was just touching 40 degrees C, while the back peaked at 43. Again, around the camera module, the phone began to feel a little warm, but not uncomfortably so. All this after almost an hour of playing. And finally, we get to our last game, the last one on our list for the day, Fortnite. Now, none of us here are very good at Fortnite, so apologies in advance for the gameplay. Now, we did see a little bit of frame skipping at the beginning while parachuting down, but the rest of the gameplay was fine. There were some micro stutters here and there, but I doubt they're going to be caught by the camera. The game, it just seemed to lack the level of smoothness of PUBG. So we checked the temperatures one last time and we got 41 degrees on the screen. On the back, it was near 45 degrees C. However, the phone, it wasn't too hot to handle, and we could have continued to game for a little longer if we wanted to. So the liquid cooling tech that Redmi has been advertising, well, it does seem to be doing a good job here. The chip did not show any signs of overheating or thermal throttling, and the body of the phone did not get too did not get too hot to hold either. As far as the software goes, we have Game Turbo. This is the dedicated gaming app on MIUI 10 and it comes with loads of features. We have a dedicated performance mode, an option to turn off notifications, as well as settings that let us tinker around with the touch response, screen sensitivity and other stuff. But what I like most here is this in-game toolbar that we can swipe in from the left edge of the screen. There are the usual options for messengers and notifications, but what's neat is that the gameplay can be directly recorded from here. And if you notice this tiny text on top, it shows the current FPS as well as CPU utilization. Cool, right? So in conclusion, what do I think about gaming on the Note 8 Pro and the Mediatek G90T? It's very good, but there are some shortcomings. As it is a Mediatek chipset, there might be some compatibility issues, at least initially. Like right now, Asphalt 9, it cannot be installed. But these are little niggles that should be solved in the future with updates from both Redmi and game developers. So if you're someone who's okay with dealing with these minor inconveniences, at least for a little while at the start, because it's a MediaTek chip inside, then the Redmi Note 8 Pro does pretty well as a gaming phone on a budget. So that's all from my end. Now I want to know what you guys think. If you're a gamer, would you pick this up over, say, a Realme XT, the one that has a Snapdragon 712? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.